The Ballet of Nations, or Satan the Waster, by Vernon Lee, also known as Violet Paget. Violet Paget. Part 2, Act 1. What is the sorriest thing that enters hell? Not any of the sins. Rossetti. No place. Nowhere. A street widening to a square forms flanking pieces to a building on whose architrave is inscribed in immense letters, "The World." A theatre of varieties. Lessee and manager Satan. Leviathan, Behemoth. The front of the theatre consists almost entirely of one colossal door, now closed, but which, being opened, allows the whole interior to be seen from the flight of steps leading up to it. To the right of the theatre, the house of self-interest, with its shiny door plate and knocker. To the left, a rack and bottle shop half closed, belonging to the widow Fear. A few adjacent houses forming a flanking semicircle to the theatre, with large door plates inscribed truthfulness, justice, temperance, equanimity, etc., whose owners are seen yawning at the windows, and then crossing the square after looking on warily and disappearing by a side door into the theatre. What these sleepy virtues are languidly watching is a group of human passions, with hand barrows busily unloading their instruments and desks and carrying them up to the steps to an unseen stage door in the rear of the theatre. Each of these passions, attired in appropriate allegoric garments, bears his or her name on a silver badge hung round the neck by a chain. Greed, loyalty, discipline, comradeship, jealousy, egotism, bullying, ennui, which is boredom, and others. Some are very handsome and with a familiar resemblance to the sleepy virtues. Others hideous and sluttish, or with grotesque attempts to hide their ugliness and mean appearance, or monstrous affection of dignity. When all the instruments and desks have been carried into the theatre, a little body of these passions return and join in, carrying up the steps a carved hand railing or balustrade, intending to separate the orchestra from the stalls, and bearing in ornamental letters the words "Patriotism, reserved for members of the orchestra." All this is being done under the impatient superintendence of Ballet Master Death, who fusses around and occasionally consults his watch. Ballet Master Death is seen at first only from the back, a long, lank figure in loose black evening clothes, long tailcoat, with a long pianist head of hair round a bald skinny patch. There is something extraordinary, angular, and unaccountably uncanny in his figure and movements, but it is only when but it is only when he turns full round that we become aware that he is a skeleton, and that the grey head of hair surmounts a grinning skull. Then we wonder that we did not notice that his hands and feet, both bare and protruding from over short sleeves and trousers, are skeleton also. A few neutral nations wearing armlets inscribed neutrality look shyly at those proceedings, pretending to be examining the facades of the surrounding houses and the contents of their own pockets, afraid of getting mixed up in the performance, but enormously attracted by it. After this dumb show has gone on a little while, Ballet Master Death, showing more and more impatience, a slight earthquake rocks the theater and adjacent buildings, causing the various personas to stop short in whatever they are doing. And as its rumble subsides, the earth yawns at the foot of the theater steps, and Satan arises majestically, helping the muse of history out of the depths and following by the classic and unsubstantial chorus of the ages to come. The earth closes after them. The place which with the earthquake had become suddenly dark is lit by the sinister luminescence emanating from Satan's archangelic person, until the whole is suffused with a strange and ominous light, as if in a fog, in which near objects are oddly visible and others shade away into nothingness. The evil passions fall on their knees. The passions who are or are deemed respectable retire hurriedly. Ballet Master Death, for the first time turning fully round, revealing his skeleton nature, bows ever so low, one hand on his white waistcoat. Satan, grasping him by the hand. At last we meet again, dear Ballet Master Death.